includes cannibalism, things get a little weird. Maybe, you know, in the most dire of times, they eat each other in the hopes they'll appease the gods. Yeah, it gets a little weird. Anyway, blade pins. In Oriath's darkest corner, the spark of blank. The spark of rebellion ignites. Oh Christ, what's going on here? Oriath Enforcer. It's like weird mutant shit. Truth Extractor? Found some slaves that were fighting back. I think. Actually, not sure anymore. Regardless, they're all dead now. 41. Still chromatic orbs. Still, you know, whatever the level of the area, the chromatic orbs still work. What was that? I haven't the foggiest. It's dead now. Huh. Kind of grasping hands. Guess there's all slaves down there. What's with all the X's of blood just strewn on the ground? Yeah, this is a brutal place. Ooh, ghost. Whoa, whoa. Get it? Got it. Earlier I told there was some like mob infighting happening. Like slave rebellion thing. Which might have been happening, but it doesn't necessarily seem so. It's hard to tell really. Don't be starting to lag. Everything seems fine. Nice. Just looking around, making sure I'm not missing anything of interest. Huh, where did these come from? I don't know. Indoctrinated slaves. Oh boy. Nice. How much does you heal by? Percentage of their maximum life per second. It doesn't say what percentage though. 1%? Probably a fair assessment. Still, very damn useful. Ah, that's where they come from. Things in the wall. You? Christ, there's a few here. No, there's not. Christ. Those enemies just look really freakish. And you don't, in this darkness, you really don't get a good look at them. Cowardly Rebel. Ah. He's healing up in my aura thing. Beat him down. Mind control. Is the rebel still alive? Yes. He's flimsy as hell, so I'm kind of just waiting for him to crumble. Justice Eye, Child of God. I think that some of these are named after people who've donated or whatnot. Just due to the fact Justice Eye there was run together. I'd imagine if it was a normal character, then it would be It wouldn't be. Like, they'd have put in space. Hey, Carly guy, come on. I'll let him do him. Fine. There we go. Oh, there's nowhere else to go forward from there, so we have to... Wait, there's no way to go forward from there here either. Really? Was this really a waste? Apparently. We can go this way, though. Progress. Seeming. Probably a good idea. But yeah, there was actually some slaves fighting back. That's the rebellion we're talking about. Oh. Okay. They can wait for a moment. I thought there was someone I could save here. Vengeful Oriath enforcer. I guess that they explode on death? Ona? I have no idea.
The chest of goods hides many challenges, but one goes unseen, even to the wise.
Smoldering longbow of absorption. Bye-bye. I'll grab that. Let's take a look. That's not bad. It's better than what I have. Though I would lose out on some dexterity, and as it stands, I couldn't afford that. Ooh, nice. Okay, I have to go this way now. It's nice to be playing this again. It just feels so weird being so goddamn over-leveled. Oh, and I think there was some slaves rebelling over here. They got quickly put down by all those circular swords that we saw earlier. Okay. Nice. Just a single hit and they just crumple. Like, you know, a bag of asshole potatoes. As in, not potatoes from the asshole, but potatoes who are assholes. Gits. Kill Overseer Crow. Yeah, Crow. Nice. Nothing here of interest. Kill it. I don't know where that went. We could see over here earlier, but we couldn't access here. And we pretty much tanked the Overseer down without ever actually getting to see him. Guess that's him.
I am no beast of burden.
It's just bloody well hard to see. Well, it's bloody hard well to make it out. Ooh, Overseer's Tower. Oh, you're here.
The Mother of Death watches over the city with great interest. You have joined us just in time. Before you lies a great many paths, each walked by a different life. But each must come to the same end. Eventually.
Death, presumably. Anarchy's End and the Ambitious Bandit. I don't remember these.
The tools of divination found on the body of an exile. I have seen it. There are more tools, and the exiles who hold them are gathering in number.
Oh.
Thieves make do with what they can find, or take by force. When thieves outnumber their victims, they must look farther and farther for what they can take. It is their own greed that carries them into danger.
I doubt it's their own, modesty and interest in the preservation of property rights.
The unliving crowd into the dwellings of unlikely allies.
You will discover an area with large packs of undead monsters. Utsua?
Templar murders Templar. Not a pretty sight. But it was enough to get this sorry lot up and fighting. The Tormented One promised us a sign. Well, not quite what I expected, but then, who am I to argue with Kitava, the immortal slave? He speaks through you, Templar. He tells us that we shall be free. Utsula Makora is what they call me, and I have the miserable task of being chief to this lot. Well, I put the steel in their hands. I tell them where to stab, where to run, where to die. If that doesn't make me a chief, what does, eh? Blood isn't the only currency we need to earn to buy our freedom. We can kill all the Templar mongrels we like out there. It won't matter a damn if we don't get inside their stronghold, the Templar courts. Might as well put my bloody chains back on right now. Problem is, there's some sort of witchery surrounding the place. Only those who see the truth with faithful eyes are getting in there. The power of innocence. It's all in the eyes, you see. Yet blessed Kitava has answered my prayers and sent us just the pair of eyes we need. The ever-faithful Justikar Casticus. He's there in the control blocks right now, smiting my people with self-righteous fury. Find him and rip his faithful eyes out. Then I'm sure the good Justikar will be kind enough to see you into the Templar courts.
Dark. Good work, though. My mind is distracted and it's irritating because it's taking away from this. Also, I'm noticing the eagle on the symbol for the place. Wasn't that like Holy Roman Empire? I have no idea. Not sure. Not sure indeed. But this guy seems to worship Kitava, the immortal slave. That's a different twist on him.
Take a deep breath. Inhale the twin stink of exploitation and oppression. Yes, these pens and cells have been our home away from home since the first Karui were brought here by Marseus Lionai, their great hero of the Empire. One of the best slavers they ever had. Not that he was the only one. Captain Sigmund Fairgraves funded many an expedition of the whipped backs of Karui children. High Templar Dominus was only the latest in a long line of men to grow rich by trading in misery. Oriathan wealth was built on Karui poverty. Oriathan gold will forever be stained red by Karui blood.
I wonder, was the Karui attack on the Empire to do it as a revenge for the slaving? Or was it just the Karui for you? Because we've gotten to see a fair bit of the Karui way and traditions, and they are, well, basically all sides in this are kind of shit. The Empire enslaves the Karui decapitate people and decorate, their houses with it. Children, even. They're both sides are bloodthirsty cunts. So, to use technical terminology, oh, Justikar. That's actually a misspelling and pronunciation of an actual word. It basically is missing an I. It's just like justiciar or something. I can't remember the second word, but yeah, it's off. It's off. You'll have to look it up yourself.
Overseer's Tower, this place is called. Do you know the worst thing about the men who stood here, watching us, cursing us, descending to whip and kick us like curs? They were slaves, like us, willing to turn on their brethren for a bigger cage and a few extra rations. I can't quite put into words what a pleasure it was to take this tower, to rip the greedy eyes from those traitors. Did they see it coming? I hope so.
This guy's quite angry. Understandably so. Understandably so.
Well, I know his other names. The Black Spirit, the Cannibal King, the Ravenous One. He was all of those things before Tsukuhama slashed out his eyes, before Valakor drowned him in the sea, before Hinekora whipped him and condemned him to immortal darkness. Kitava has learned from the suffering inflicted upon him, learned what cruelty is from his own flesh and blood, learned what it means to be a slave. Now he hungers for freedom, not merely for himself, for all of us who have suffered under whip and shackle. Kitava is the tormented one, destined to rise up from the darkness and banish cruelty from this world, and we, his children, rise with him.
I'm not sure what to make of that. That could be an accurate take on Kitava, but it mightn't be. It's hard to know.
Old Red Eyes. He's been quiet for a long time. Just like Kitava and Tsukuhama, all of the old gods. Now innocence has woken up, and with him, power like I've never seen the Templar wield before.
Innocence is God.
It's alright though. We slaves, we've got our own god looking out for us now. I can see him in the eyes of my brothers and sisters, smell him in the blood we've spilled, hear his call in the screams of the fallen.
Yeah.
I don't rightly know where the gods have been or what's brought them crawling back, nor do I really care. All I need to know, my friend, is that we're not alone anymore.
Again, you know, this just feeds back into what I was saying earlier about kind of both sides being bloodthirsty cunts. Like, hearing his god in the screams of the fallen aren't exactly the words of someone who's stable and not a cunt. Then again, maybe the god is actually calling out to him then. But unless it's, could you please stop killing them? And, you know, more of a cheering him on, then that's an example of the god being a cunt. You know. Technical terminology here. It's like, everyone's shit here. Everyone's a cunt. Unsurprising given the, you know, dark fantasy setting.
There's two parts to the Templar, the grim face and the spotty ass. Out front you've got the Templar courts, usually the last place our Hatungos see if they're stupid enough to preach their craft within a Templar's hearing. Oriath's woodmongers must do a roaring trade with that place. When the wind blows right, you can even smell the aroma of barbecued blasphemer from here. The arse end, that's the Chamber of Innocence. It's where the real earnest believing gets done. Where the young Templar go to pay their respects to God Almighty and get the good sense baptized out of their heads. I've not seen the inside of the chamber myself, but you can feel it from over a block away. Like there's an eye in your gut, peering through your insides, looking for even the tiniest stain of sin. I tell you, same